We can't be.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bladensburg Town Council meeting for Monday, June 12th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining from home or wherever you may be watching and listening from. At this time, the meeting is now called to order, and we'll begin with the opening prayer by Councilmember Rout.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful, beautiful summer day that you have blessed us with. Please be with us through this meeting as we continue to do the work for the people, all people. Please, Lord, please continue to be with us and our families as we have sacrificed some time and our families may be lacking, Lord. Thank you so much for all of the things that you continue to bless our town. Please protect us and protect our residents and businesses, and please give an abundance of prosperity to all those who touch the town of Bladensburg. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Councilmember Rout. At this time, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know if you heard it, but the council members to my right started singing My Country 'Tis of Thee. So you got a brief musical selection there, and that was for free. All right, thank you all so much for that. At this time, we'll proceed with the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any amendments or edits to the agenda?
Yes, you do.
Yes, so I will start. If you were tuning in for the work session, we do need to make an amendment to the agenda to include the annexation consultant. And the second amendment that we need to request is for the redevelopment consultant. And excuse me, I should have said annexation consultant RFP along with the redevelopment consultant RFP. In getting guidance from our attorney and consulting with Robert's Rules of Order, we were advised that we should vote on each amendment individually so that it is on the record and then come back to approve the agenda with the amendment. So with that, is there a motion to amend the agenda to include annexation consultant RFP?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Rout. Any questions, clarifications? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Next, is there a vote to amend the agenda to include redevelopment consultant RFP?
I so moved.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. And with that, the motion is on the table to approve the agenda. And so I'll now call for the vote on the amended agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. So again, those items will be added to the agenda under new business. We do need to pivot to the police side of things. I know this gentleman is not with us, but we still want to recognize him. So, Chief, if you wouldn't mind telling us about Officer Moon.
Do I need to support you?
I think you're fine with the mic in front of you. If you want to pull it a little closer. Or, yeah, whatever. Did you see? Chief is ready to stand up.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, community, colleagues. I just want to take the opportunity to acknowledge one of our finest police officers that has joined the Bladensburg Police Department. And we take pride in promoting our officers that meet the standards and go out and demonstrate the traits of leadership and public service that we expect and the community expect. But I want to just take an opportunity to recognize Officer Benjamin Moon. He's been with us, again, like I said, 2 years, and it's an honor to promote him to the rank of Private First Class, effective May 10th.
Awesome.
All right.
I know he could not be here with us this evening, but we just want to extend our sincerest congratulations to Officer Moon on his promotion I shouldn't say officer, I'm sorry, Private First Class Moon. We're so proud of him and his progress and just look forward to seeing him achieve new heights within the agency. So thank you so much for that announcement, Chief. It's great news. At this time, we'll proceed with approving the minutes for the April 13th Town Council meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any comments, questions, or amendments to the minutes? I did just want to note at the top of page 3, the paragraph just needs to have a word corrected. It should be associated instead of associate in the second sentence, and associated equipment for police vehicles. So if we could just make that amendment, please.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sure. With that, I'll now call for the vote. Or, I'm sorry, were there any others? I didn't look up. I apologize. Any other edits? Okay. So hearing none, I'll now call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye. Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. At this time, we'll turn it over to Mr. Charnovich for the reading of public comments.
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, I have received no public comments.
That is surprising. With all of the budget meetings, I just knew there would be many, many. But on the other flip side of that, I should say it is encouraging because at least we can be assured residents have been paying attention, hopefully tuning in to the budget conversations and feel comfortable with what the town council is proposing. So we will move on to unfinished business. And the first item, I'm thrilled to finally be able to, along with the council, bring this announcement before everyone. As you know, we've kept you in the loop in terms of the town administrator search over the last several months. And the difference this time is we did employ a professional recruiter to help us with getting a nationwide search underway. The council conducted interviews on June 2nd, I believe that was, of the top 3 candidates. And we felt unanimously that we found a very, very valuable team member to present to the community in Michelle Bailey Hedgepeth. Michelle Bailey Hedgepeth comes to us with experience in working as a town administrator in cities such as North Las Vegas. Most recently, she's got experience working with Howard County administration as the Assistant Chief Administrative Officer for the county, which is great that she's got some county-wide experience. She has experience working with Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, which is very useful given some of our capital improvement projects going on. She has a strong background professionally and personally with sustainability and is someone who models the importance of that, not just doing it in her job, but also adapting those practices into her personal life. And so she is actually joining us virtually, but before we pivot to her, we want to go through the formality in terms of voting to appoint her as the next town administrator. And so with that, I would call for a motion to approve Ms. Michelle Bailey Hedgepeth as our incoming, soon-to-be new town administrator, effective in July. Is there a motion?
I so moved.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Rout. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye. Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. And so with that, I first want to give her an opportunity to say hello and then want to turn it over to my colleagues to express their input as well. So with that, Michelle, we will turn it over to you. Hopefully you can unmute.
Okay, I believe that. I don't know, should I put my camera on or is that okay? Just to unmute.
It's okay just to unmute. I know you're in transit right now.
No, I'm not in transit. I'm actually at home. I made it home. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Bailey Hedgepeth. Thank you very much for your faith in me and for this vote. I'm very excited about working for the town of Bladensburg. As the mayor mentioned, I have, I guess, about almost 20 years of experience working in different towns and cities throughout the country. This is a culmination of a lot of things I've been working on, and I'm very excited, again, about working for Bladensburg. And I just was, the reason why the mayor thought I was driving is that I just took my daughter to the airport for the summer. She's going off to do some stuff. So I appreciate your flexibility in allowing me to do this via conference, via Zoom. So I'm here to answer any questions. And again, thank you for your faith in me. And I'm looking forward to meeting you all in person shortly.
Thank you for that introduction, Ms. Bailey Hedgepeth. I'll now turn it over to the council for any remarks that they might want to have. I'll just go down the line. Councilmember Blunt.
Welcome aboard. We look forward to working with you on your new position, and good luck.
Thank you.
That's all.
Good evening, Ms. Hedgepeth. I would like to say welcome. Councilmember took my words off, but I'm glad to have you on board. I was very impressed with your interview and excited for you, and look forward to working with you very closely. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McBride. Councilmember Brown.
Thanks, Mayor. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Definitely look forward to working with you during the interview process. I mean, I really did. I really loved your excitement. Love your personality, and I really think you would be. I think that you are going to be a definitely added asset to the town of Bladensburg. So look forward to working with you, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Brown. Councilmember Rout.
Good evening. I just want to apologize for not attending your interview. But I did receive all of the materials and definitely thought that you were one of our strongest candidates. I'm so happy that my colleagues spoke me in on your interview. I was attending my son's graduation. You know, that's only a one-time thing, kind of important. But looking forward to working with you. Just Bladensburg proud that this town will really be run by women. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Rout. And again, Ms. Bailey Hedgepeth, from the moment you kicked off with your first answer, with being thorough, the fact that you've done the research on our budget and really understood our tax rate and was asking some financial questions and complimenting the work of our town treasurer, the questions in your follow-ups let us know you not only know the administrative side in terms of being a town administrator, but you also get the budget, the finance, and you love the numbers. So I think you'll be a great compliment to our team, and we look forward to onboarding you. What is it, July 9th? The day of our next council meeting.
Yeah, before our next council meeting, and before your next council meeting, and I hope to kind of drop by for some of the events. I just looked on the calendar that you guys are having something on Thursday. Maybe I'll try to get down there for Juneteenth. So thank you to try to see if I can come to the cookout. I will try to get there. So it'll be great to see people and meet you. And Chief, it's nice to see you. I see that the clerk, I believe, is there as well. So it's nice to see you guys virtually.
And I'm not sure if your view can see, but we also have our code enforcement supervisor here, Officer Reinhardt, at the end of the table. And then to his right is our town treasurer, Mr. Numbers himself, Mr. Vito Tonelli.
I put it, Mr. And I said, I was trying to identify everybody.
The A team that you are joining. So high expectations, but we're sure that you will jump right in and meet them. So again, thank you so very much and congratulations to you. And we'll be talking more.
Okay, great. I'm going to go on mute and watch the rest.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Excellent. Well, again, we are thrilled to have her as part of our team and just looking forward to the extensive experience that she will bring to the town of Bladensburg as we move forward. The next item on our agenda is the approval of the Legit Board of Trustees appointment. And in the packet, we received an email from Mr. Charnovich with the 2 candidates listed there. And I think I have shuffled my papers back and forth so much that I tucked it away. Please bear with me. So I was looking at that previously. It was an email from here. Yeah. So the 2 candidates are Daniel Mears and then George Pfeffer. Is that how you say his last name, Pfeffer?
Lenny.
Lenny, okay. And as was noted last time around, Mr. Tonelli did speak highly of Lenny, or Mr. Pfeffer. I did appreciate the fact that in his bio, he had extensive experience as a volunteer firefighter. That carries a lot of weight around here in terms of understanding government and how to work and so forth. So did want to just bring that back. We discussed it briefly at the May 8th meeting, but the council wanted to have the opportunity to look into their backgrounds a little bit more before deciding who we wanted to appoint or vote, submit our vote of confidence in of the 2. We only get 1 vote, so we can't nominate both of them, unfortunately. So with that, if you don't mind, I just want to go left to right this time, since we went right to left last time. So I'll start with Councilmember Rout.
Yes, given the recommendation from Mrs. Tonelli, Lenny. Okay.
Mr. George Pfeffer.
Okay.
Lenny.
Yeah, she's referring to him by his government name, and that is totally fine. Thank you for that, Councilmember Brown. Councilmember McBride. Lenny is okay. Mr. Pfeffer.
Mr. Pfeffer.
Okay. Got it. Councilmember Blunt.
Lenny.
You can sing the song, don't let us stop you. Something about music in the air tonight, my goodness. So with that, I will call for a vote for the town council to support George L. Pfeffer, also known as Lenny, for the legit Board of Trustees. And with that, I'll call for the motion, sorry.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Rout. Any further comments or questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much for that. So, Mr. Charnovich, from the email, there was a link. So do you mind just pushing through with submitting that actual vote so we can make sure we have it? I think it has to be done 15 days prior to the end of the fiscal year. So we've got a few days to meet that requirement.
Sure, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So the next item for tonight's agenda is moving down toward financial business. We have ordinance 6-2023 to adopt FY 2024 budget and set the real property tax. This is the second reading. So with that, Mr. Charnovich, we'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. So this evening we have our second reading of our ordinance to adopt our FY 24 budget. Our first reading was held last month on May 8th, 2023. So we have proposed budget FY 24 budget ordinance number 6 of 2023. An ordinance to levy the real property and personal property tax rates and appropriate and adopt the operating budget of the mayor and town council of Bladensburg, Maryland for the 2024 fiscal year of July 1, 2023 through June 30, 2024. Being enacted and ordained by the mayor and council of Bladensburg that pursuant to the authority contained in Article 501 of the Charter of the Town of Bladensburg, the town budget for the fiscal year 2024 is attached hereto, and be it further enacted and ordained by the mayor and council of Bladensburg that the real property tax levy for a fiscal year commencing July 1, 2023 be, and the same is hereby set at 74 cents defer $100 full value assessment on all taxable real property located within the corporate limits of the town of Bladensburg, and be it further enacted and ordained by the mayor and council of Bladensburg that the business personal property tax levy for the fiscal year commencing July 1, 2023 be, and the same is hereby set at $2.09 per $100 of full value assessment on all taxable business personal property within the corporate limits of the town of Bladensburg, and be further enacted and ordained by the mayor and council of Bladensburg that the general operating budget for fiscal year 24 is attached here and is hereby adopted, and be it further enacted and ordained that upon adoption of this ordinance, the same shall be authenticated by the signature of the mayor and town clerk, be recorded among the town books and kept for that purpose, and that a certified copy of the ordinance shall be posted in the town hall in public view for a period of not less than 10 days after its passage, and be it further enacted and ordained that this ordinance shall be effective on the first day of July 2023. The requirement for reading this ordinance at 2 separate public meetings was fulfilled on May 8, 2023, and this evening, June 12, 2023. Introduced by the mayor and council of Bladensburg at a regular meeting on May 8, 2023, and thereafter this ordinance was prominently posted outside on the town hall bulletin board and was available for public inspection by the public. So now, Mayor, I would call for a vote for adoption.
Excellent. Thank you for performing the second reading of Ordinance 6-2023 and including the second reading for setting the real property tax as well. With that, is there a motion to approve Budget Ordinance number 6-2023? Moved by Councilmember Rout. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any comments? I can't resist. I have to thank everybody for your time at all these meetings, to the council, the staff, for the work you did outside of the meetings, getting information and pulling things together is truly appreciated, and I think we've done an excellent job as a team working together on this budget. So again, a hearty thank you to everyone. With that, if there are no further comments or questions, I do want to call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye. Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. We have passed the budget. I feel like there should be applause. It was like the moment balloons released or something. Goodness. The next item on the agenda is the Mayor and Council discretionary funds for FY 2023. So if you don't mind, I'll probably start Ward 1, go to Ward 2 with just listing out who you would like to distribute your discretionary funds to and the amounts. And I'll begin with Councilmember Rout.
Thank you, Mayor James. So I would like to send the remainder of my council funds to the Elizabeth Seton Endowment, Hispanic Endowment Program. Being a person of Hispanic descent, I do feel that Hispanic individuals who are working class and or immigrants, they need support to be able to get a good education if they qualify for that. And I know the endowment program that's been in existence at Elizabeth Seton has been reenacted. And so my father migrated to this country, and I wasn't able to be afforded the opportunity to get a private education, but possibly the contribution of these funds will allow a young woman to take up civic leadership and or government service.
Thank you, Councilmember Rout. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor James. The Bladensburg International School.
Thank you for that. And I'm going to keep going down the line. Councilmember McBride.
Okay, good afternoon. I would like to give my money to my discretionary funds to the Anacostia Watershed Society. Being that I'm a plant lover, dear to my heart, and I want to see the Anacostia prosper and get help for that.
Thank you, Councilmember McBride. Councilmember Blunt.
Okay, I want to give my funds to the Elizabeth Seton Endowment Program. That's what it's called. Or that, and the other half, if I could split what I got left, up with it's Barbie Givens. Barbie Givens for the domestic. Yeah, gas.
Okay.
But I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Barbie, I know I did that wrong before, but Barbie, domestic violence, because that's so needed. So, okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Blunt. And then I would like to award my discretionary funds, and I believe it is the full $500 amount, to We Lead by Example Incorporated. They have started a scholarship program for students that come through there, and that was a vision that Dr. Clifford Thomas had set forth many, many years ago, and it's now finally happening in 2023. So I will not bust out crying at this moment, but it's just to be able to be a part of something that was envisioned many years ago when he started this program is truly, truly remarkable. With the funds, it's not just for going off to college. That, some people have programs and they only want you involved in their program. They don't want you participating or your child in others. And what they're doing is giving this money to students who may be in the Taekwondo program but have a desire to learn coding, or they may have a desire to attend some specific summer camp. And so these funds are actually helping them to develop well-rounded young people. They're learning discipline through the Taekwondo program, but then also tapping into their creativity and being supported by this organization financially. So I would appreciate the council's support in, again, just giving the $500 discretionary fund to We Lead by Example Incorporated. And so I have the list here, so I'm going to call for a motion, and if I mess up, please bear with me. The motion I'm calling for a motion to approve Mayor and Council discretionary funds for FY 2023 for Councilmember Rout to go toward the Elizabeth Seton Endowment Program, for Councilmember Brown to go toward the International High School, for Councilmember McBride to go to the Anacostia Watershed Society, for Councilmember Blunt's discretionary funds to be split evenly between Elizabeth Seton Endowment Program and the GATS program, and then for myself to have the full amount go to We Lead by Example Incorporated. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any corrections or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you all so much. And what a joy that we can invest in our local community with these funds. So kudos to everyone all the way around. The next item, again, under financial business, is the annexation consultant RFP. We discussed this in the council work session. Is there a motion to approve the annexation consultant, or to direct staff to proceed with an RFP for an annexation consultant?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any comments, questions, or corrections? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Next, we'll call for a motion to go to RFP for a redevelopment consultant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Blunt. Any further comments, questions, or corrections? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. At this time, we will move forward with the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments. Any COG reports on committee activity since the last time that we brought this up, just for anyone who has any updates on your respective committees. You want to do? Okay. Okay.
I didn't.
You have.
Did you go on Friday? I went on Friday. Okay. Hey, hi, everyone.
Go ahead, council member.
I attended the meeting as a alternate on Friday. There was a lot of discussion about the reduction of public food assistance. The state of Maryland got a shout out because Governor Moore will be standing up a program in all of the state of Maryland that will be providing breakfast for free for all of the public schools in the state of Maryland, which is that's a bold move nationwide. You know, there are other municipalities that are on the call of the governments, and you know, this is a bold and eager thing that's being done. They talked about the increase of farmers and their readiness and availability of being able to share crops through local businesses, through the Department of Agriculture. There is lots of movement to create a small business and rural businesses to be able to support the needs of this program, which is why Governor Moore made it. So that was really my highlight. There were other things on there, such as there's going to be a farm that members should be signing up to go tour. So I'll share that information with my colleague. It's not for alternates. They made it very clear. It's only for the regular members, and they sent out a membership list. Okay, so I'll share that with my colleague, but it's great serving as an alternate. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rout. Councilmember Blunt, did you have something?
Mine would be short. I attended a meeting and they talked about the unhoused, and of course I asked a question, and I talked about as long as if we're not building low-income homes or public housing or something that we're trying to do, you're going to have homelessness. You're going to have it because when I say it's deep, and if you're not. If you keep building affordable, and this is only my opinion, affordable homes, and I always ask, affordable to who? Mm-hmm. I mean, so if you're not going in low income and affordable, low income or projects, pretty much the same. There's no hope, and I'm sorry to feel that way, but I came from public housing, low income, and I worked there now for 20-something years, and it's not going to be, it's going to be decline in homelessness because even pulling, I can go further and deeper. That's pretty much the stake of dealing with the unhoused. Mm-hmm. So.
And because COG committee members are across the region, do you get a sense, I'm just curious if you heard from like Northern Virginia or DC that they're increasing that type of housing?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, so is
yes.
It's on the Maryland side?
Maryland is really up in Maryland. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Unfortunately, get ready because it's coming. And how do you stop it? If you can't get to them mentally, how do you stop it? And a lot of times people like free. And if they can't get it, this is what they come to. So anyway, that's deep for me, but yeah.
But thank you for sharing that update with us, and it definitely causes us to think even deeper about our efforts and the things that we're working to put forward. So definitely appreciate that. At this time, we are coming on to staff reports, and so Mr. Tonelli has not talked to us enough about financials, and so we'll start with him.
Mayor, so I'm just keeping on the clock for me. Okay. First page, I didn't do a report this time. We had the minutes and the budget and everything else, but the first couple pages really try to summarize everything. We have 94% of our revenues in through the end of May. A couple highlights here is a personal property tax. That is the business personal property tax that continues to increase. We are 50% above budget. And when Pepco was talking, Pepco and WSSC are among our top contributors to this tax because of all the infrastructure they have in town. They're talking about all the poles and everything, the lights. That is all their personal property, which gets assessed, and we assess the tax on that every year. Same with WSSC and also Verizon lines, Comcast lines, all that is business personal property. Even though subscribership is down and the licenses and permits with the, I'm sorry, I'm going blank there for a second. Even though the subscribership is down, they still have the equipment there. So, and it will always be there unless it's passed over to somebody else. I was trying to find that, what I was trying to say. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, I'm sorry. Tip of my tongue all the time. Now, one of the things also I want to touch on is the automated traffic enforcement. You can see that it's $836,000 right now through the end of May. Chief promised us, this would be $1 million program in a year, and we're already up to $926,000 through June. So I'm thinking he might just hit it by the end of June. So, and I was the one gambling on. I'm like, no way, So that's a highlight there. One of the things in the other revenues is, I don't know if I talked about this last council meeting or not. We had a $17,000 class action settlement given to the town for PCB use. Something came across my desk a year or two ago. I said, "You want to get a class action, like be a part of a class action lawsuit?" This I never fill those out sometimes, because sometimes you get like $1.25 or something. Right. Okay? Yes. This reimbursement came in and I ran it by our Sue Ellen, and it's $17,000 settlement. And just a one-page letter, and no, for PCBs, for I think from like the Roundup and everything else. So yeah, I know. I filled it out a year or two ago, and I can't even remember, And my last few. Oh, and we also something new this year. We got a $26,000 dividend from our workers' comp carrier. They never gave dividends before. So that was an additional. And the last thing I want to talk about is the interest income. We budgeted $4,000 this year. We received over $350,000 this year in interest income. So that's really helped. So things are looking good, and I just hit time. So if anybody has any questions.
I was going to say we're going to penalize you $17,000 because you went 17 seconds over. I don't think that'll fly very far. Oh, goodness. Okay.
I just don't want the PCP.
PCB.
PCB.
The chemical in Roundup, those chemicals, that's, yes. Yes. I heard you say,
That's why you asked. Okay, I'm sorry.
I heard you. And then, I'm sorry, that had me laughing. Okay, thank you for that. With that, speaking of drugs, no. Chief? So, Chief, I do want to say, Chief is here, of course, with us in person, and we have Code Enforcement Officer Reinhardt, who will come after him. But Chief Sumner, if you're online, be prepared to unmute after their reports. Sorry, Chief Collington, back to you.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon again, Mayor, Council, community, and colleagues. I'll be brief with my report. Now that Code Enforcement Reinhardt do his report, so I can divide the time. I just want to say, first and foremost, congratulations to all of the class of 2023 graduates. I know we have 7 schools in the town of Bladensburg, and we try to attend most of them for their graduation to congratulate and encourage the young folks that are moving to the next chapter in their life. We wanted to say, have a safe summer, and thanks for your hard work that you put forth, and thanks to parents and teachers as well. On May 5th, our CAT team attended the career day at Templeton Elementary School. On May 15th, we held a walk with the chief in Hillcrest apartment complex, and it was attended by the mayor, Councilmember Rout. I want to say, yeah, that was it, and the staff. We had a great time. We played a little makeshift soccer. So the kids tried to show me up, but then the mayor got in there. She had my back, so she scored a goalie. So on May 20th, we held our 2022 awards banquet, and this is during Police Week, which was May 14th through the 20th. And we take this time to acknowledge all of the brave and courageous heroes that paid the ultimate sacrifice serving communities they took an oath to serve and protect. In the year of 2022, there were 247 officers died in the line of duty across the country. So during that, our awards banquet on May 20th, our police officer of the year was Colton Burnett, who is currently deployed, serving our country abroad. Our civilian of the year was Yvonne Badon, who was one of our dispatchers. Our dispatch of the year was Karina Cruz Corneo. And our community officer this year was none other than Acting Corporal Pickering. Investigator of the year was Detective Corporal Mahir Ayub. Employee of the year was our town of Bladensburg marketing specialist, Mr. Ray Jeffries, who does a great job of the website and other activities that he has organized and facilitated for the town. Unit Citation Award went to our community action team for the great work that they continuously do throughout the community with outreach, youth programs. So they just do an amazing job. And this year we had 2 unit citations, and the other one went to our Bladensburg Honor Guard team, who we formed to be the face of the department, and they have demonstrated their talents at the Peace Cross rededication as well as the 280th celebration. So kudos to them, and I really appreciate them for stepping up. And then we had Chief Special Award, none other than Code Enforcement Mr. Roger Sean Reinhardt, who I affectionately named my go-to guy. And we had, so every year we have to qualify 2 times a year with our weapons. And I know we just brought on new town administrator, Miss Belly Headpatch. But also, it seems like women are just reigning around Bladensburg. So our Firearms Award this year, first place shooter for the winter qualifications and summer qualification was none other than Detective Sergeant Maria Ramirez. So kudos to her. And lastly, we had our Coffee with a Cop at the Kenworth Towers, which was a great turnout there, just interacting with the community, and want to give kudos again to Councilmember Rout for showing up on that, supporting that event as well. And I think I'm out of time now. And did somebody else come over there? I don't want to miss anybody. You? Okay. All right, so that concludes my report at this time. Did I go over, Sean?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Those fines. Boss, so. Right, those fines are racking up.
Thank you.
How much did we get again, Vito? All right, thank you, Chief, for all the good work that your team continues to do on behalf of the residents. We truly appreciate it. And it's exciting to see the recognition for folks at the employee banquet. I really want to just salute you for coming up with that concept and just pulling it together last year and again this year and making it happen. So again, thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
And now over to Code Enforcement.
And I promise I'll keep mine brief. I won't go over my time.
Let me set the time.
I already did. I just wanted to go over a couple highlights that we did. We actually assisted Public Works store up a vacant storefront that was broken out in the 4100 block of 54th Place. We had posted several properties for abatement, a couple on Tilden Road, A couple of them on the other side of town on Taylor Street. We abated a property at 5302 Taylor Street. Worked with Councilwoman Rout with some damage to a fence line up near the Save-A-Lot Plaza. We did reach out to the county to see if they can come out. Of course, they didn't give us a time frame, but they have been working on it. Assisted did a lot of work on getting the police department moved over to the trailer that's across the street. So we're still working on that, getting that final and done. And the last thing I want to report on is to the residents. We've actually had 6 people use the GoGov app this past month, and which is great. A reminder, please use the GoGov app. It's great. But we had 6 citizen concerns come through the GoGov app for code enforcement, and I'm pleased to say we were able to close them all within 48 hours. So again, I highly recommend the residents use the GoGov app. It's first class. It's a great app to use, and again, it's good for not only for code enforcement, police department, and even reaching out to the mayor and council. So please use that GoGov app, and that'll complete my report.
Excellent report, Officer Reinhardt, and thank you for the numbers on the tickets that have been submitted so far. Any questions or comments from the council? Oh, Chief?
I'm sorry. I will be murdered if I did not.
We don't want that.
2 recipients tonight, and they may be watching. But we created the Unsung Hero Award. And this is for individuals that go above and beyond, far above and beyond, respond to last-minute requests. The Unsung Hero recipients this year, again, was Detective Sergeant Maria Ramirez, as well as our PIO, Miss Kimberly Green. So.
I know both of them, well, neither of them like a whole lot to do about them, but it's so well deserved. So thank you for calling that out and making sure we recognize them and that it was announced to the community. That is outstanding. And you couldn't have chosen 2 better people. They're just incredible. And women.
They just rain it.
Right. Something in the water. Councilmember Rout.
Thank you. I just want to, I make my rounds in Ward 1 some mornings when I'm walking, and I would like to just publicly thank the code enforcement. You all have stepped up a lot and, given the residents' concerns, I'm starting to see improvements. And I think the app is helping. It's very easy to use. And then I also want to thank the chief and the traffic enforcement. It has helped our parking in the town. They even knocked on my door, okay? And, it's truly, I see an improvement in the amount of cars that are in Ward 1, since I'm in Ward 1, the residential area. I see the tickets, I see the yellow stickers. Residents are seeing it. So that's, that's to the work of the residents voicing their opinions, to my colleagues and myself, bringing it to you all, and then figuring out a plan on how to address it. Nothing's going to change overnight. When I receive calls from residents, I see that out here putting stickers and tickets, and I say, yeah, we heard your concern. So I just want to thank you all because the residents are providing that positive feedback.
And I can give numbers. Like I said, we did issue over 20 parking citations this past month, and we also addressed just shy of 30 abandoned vehicles with 48-hour notice, and that's throughout the apartments and the residential section. So we appreciate hearing that. Thank you.
Again, thank you so much, Officer Reinhardt. And I mean, the team that you have working with you, they're incredible. So please also thank them on our behalf as well. Councilmember Brown.
This is just a little joke. Do you all come over to Bladensburg condominiums for abandoned vehicles? Don't answer the question. It's rhetorical.
We'll definitely come over and address them, but it's kind of up to, like I said, if it's on the private property, it's a little bit more to us to remove the vehicles from than it'd be on the street. But we can definitely come over and take a look at it.
Definitely on the street.
Thank you so much. I was trying to connect with Chief Sumner. He was with us virtually, and he's pulling up. So while he's pulling up, Mr. Charnovich, would you like to go next, and we'll come back for to continue public safety updates with the fire chief. Thank you.
Is this where I pass the baton to Michelle? like
I don't think she's ready yet.
Track and field star. Would you like Chief Sumner to go first?
We'll let him get settled. Go ahead, Mr. Charnovich.
Oh, so I didn't have anything formal to present, but I did want to just take the opportunity to welcome Michelle to the team. I would say that during my time that I had the opportunity to be your interim town administrator, I had the pleasure of working very closely with all of our great department directors, Mr. Tonelli, Chief Collington, Mr. Reinhardt, and Mr. Hall. And I just wanted to say that I am here to support you in this transition, no matter what we need to do. I'm going to spend a good bit of time over the course of the next few weeks working through and trying to merge my perspective of what I've seen that are the council priorities with what the council wants as your priorities go first, and we'll kind of merge all those together and work together as a team to get you on board, because your success is all of our success. So that's what we want to do. There's a project spreadsheet that the council had a great idea to create that I'll work on sharpening and make sure that that's all in good place. In a good place for us to work together as we transition and get you on board. That's going to be a big part of that process. And again, welcome, and I look forward to working with you and helping to push Bladensburg forward, whether it's slow or fast. We'll keep moving down the train. What we need to do. So, thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Mr. Charnovich, for that. For Public Works, I know we had a printed copy, but Mr. Hall, are you with us online? Or I see two Town of Bladensburg.
Oh, Mr. Hall
logins.
came to see me earlier this afternoon, and he had to do something with his immersion with his son.
Okay.
So he said he could not attend the meeting, but I did provide the Public Works report in the packet.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Charnovich. So at this time, we'll turn it over to Chief Sumner. If you wouldn't mind just pulling the microphone a little closer to you, Chief. We know how shy you are and soft-spoken. So.
Yeah. Not a very big public speaker, no. So I just got here. First of all, I apologize for my tardiness. Hit the town at 7 o'clock, 4 back-to-back calls, including help them chase some guy. Yeah, it was fun. had to change shirts. I'm like, oh man, wrong shirt. I'm gonna change shirts. So, yeah, really not prepared. So, did you already bring up the?
Just what we talked about.
Huh?
Bring up what we.
Do you have that paper with you? Okay. Give me 1 second, ma'am, if you could.
Sure. And while you're looking for something, we understand you have a new ambulance over there, so that's exciting, and we can't wait to see it on the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Not on the tow truck no more.
So, me and Mr. Vito over here were talking different things, and obviously, we have the ambulance. Hasn't been put in service yet. There were some loopholes I had to go through with the county AMD, Apparatus Maintenance Division. So that is being taken care of. We came to an agreement on some things, and they were holding it up because of a laptop that's on back order for 8 months. So they finally agreed that I can put the current laptop that we have in there. So the ambulance should be hitting the road in the next couple weeks. That's a good thing. One of the things that me and Mr. Tonelli were talking about back and forth is, again, helping the department out. And as the mayor will tell you, I'm a very persistent person. I'm always looking at different projects and different things. One of the things that we're looking at now is for a new support vehicle, which is the Chevy Tahoes, which what we use. We use the SSV model, not the full police package one. We did find a place in New Hampshire that has them. They're actually almost $14,000 cheaper than this area, which is good. Anywhere outside of the DMV is cheaper. So what we were looking at is to see if by chance the mayor and council would want to, or the town would want to assist us in purchasing a new support vehicle to support the fire department.
Is that the conclusion of your report, Chief Sumner?
That's not the conclusion. That's where I'm stopping point for a second to get my thoughts together. Just some real quick, just some things that are going on in the fire department so everybody's aware of. The county as a whole, as you know, has a deficit. The fire department is currently almost $10 million over budget on the overtime budget, and it's going to continue to rise. Part of the county budget for the fire department I've looked at, and it doesn't make any sense to me. They budget $78,000 for EMS supplies for all the ambulances out of all the firehouses. That's countywide. But then for the last 3 years, your spending is anywhere from $700,000 to $880,000. So the county fire department has come up with this idea that under the ambulance billing, they're going to take 20% of the volunteers' income from ambulance billing for EMS supplies across the county. Now, I've met with Assistant Chief White and a couple other ones during budget hearings, and I've told them I don't spend 20% in 2 years, and you're trying to take that yearly. So they're looking to take $20,000 to $30,000 out of our budget for EMS supplies that they're not budgeting, which I don't understand because they just got an influx from Medicaid for $9 million to go towards stuff, but they're keeping that kind of quiet, and that's one of those things I'm not supposed to know about. And we found that out from Montgomery County Fire and Rescue because they shared that information with the public that they received this money. So just so you guys are aware that that's some of the things that are on the table, that they're continuously moving money around and trying to stop giving money to volunteers. They continuously have denied another company for buying a volunteer-owned ambulance, which is paid by the volunteers or done through grants or the state 508 Senator Amos Fund, citing that the union contract states that the career personnel will not fundraise for volunteers, and they consider riding the volunteer ambulance as fundraising. To which my recent reply was, well, when mine's out of service, I borrow a county one, I'm fundraising for the county, so what's the difference? And I did not get a response to that one. So just so some things that are going on. A couple of things that are going on. There is a big push in the state to change the Fire Rescue Association's name. It is currently the Maryland State Firemen's Association. One of the reasons I want to come here too real quick and just bring up to you guys is to get your opinion on it is they want to make it a more inclusive name to include everybody. So the Bladensburg Fire Department, when we go to Ocean City next week to vote on this, is going to be submitting for the vote for the Maryland State Firefighters Association. That's the way it keeps the same initials, MSFA, and they don't have to spend hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars to change everything. I know that that's one of like 5 different names they're looking. So just so the town is aware of that, that's how we're going to be voting if that comes up, because I know this is being pushed by one of the state senators. So that's all I have, ma'am.
That's all. Thank you, I think, Chief Sumner, for that input, and definitely appreciate you sharing all the challenges you all are facing, and please continue to keep us in the loop. I feel like the purse is closed at this moment. We still have you in for the $30,000 annual contribution to the fire department, so perhaps that line item can be helpful in the needs that you all have. But I don't want to speak for the council, and we have just passed the budget, so I don't think any of us have the energy to go back right now to start looking at numbers quite yet. But again, appreciate you coming to us with this update. If we can be helpful, though, with letters of support for any of these issues on a serious note, please let us know so we can support. So this concludes the staff reports, and at this time we'll move forward with the mayor and council reports. We'll start with Councilmember Blunt in Ward 2.
Good evening, good evening. I really don't have much to say, but I do want to tell the chief that when I said about the unhoused, I've got to make sure I say the right word, unhoused, not that you all cannot do your, handle that situation with the, mental health and all of that. I know that you all can with your hearts, but not with the level of care it takes to deal with the unhoused. So I just want you to know, when I said that, that's what I meant. So, okay. And yes, I was there. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember Blunt, for your report. Next, we'll go to Councilmember Rout for Ward 1.
Thank you, Mayor James. Colleagues, residents, town staff, I did submit a report. It's posted on the website. A couple of highlights in my report. I first want to start by saying I did vote in favor of the budget. And I want to thank the town council. We did a lot of work on it. But to be honest, I'm not pleased with us really ignoring the safety concerns of a lot of our residents. And so I think there's room for us to do better the next time with really making this community. Crime is only going to get worse, and I think that instead of relying on the fire department to light up the town, we should be really looking at ways we can increase lighting through Pepco lighting. We also want to say Happy Pride Month. I'm wearing my pride dress today because I do think that it is important to recognize that everybody should love who they love, and I definitely support that. I want to thank the residents that live in town that are proudly waving their pride flags. Also, mental health continues to be something that I'm an advocate for. I did work on the Mental Health Awareness Day, which was very well attended. This was the most attended Mental Health Awareness Day event that I saw. And it was really partnering with the community to have activities that the community could come and enjoy. Just to remind everyone, if you're experiencing a mental health crisis or substance use crisis, you could dial 988 and get immediate support. You could also text it. Lastly, I just, want to continue to serve PGC-wide. I was appointed to the at-large member. I was elected, by my colleagues to serve as a PGCMA at-large board member, and I will gladly champion our issues that affect all municipalities within the council. I yield.
Thank you, Councilmember Rout. At this time, we'll continue with mayor and council reports, proceeding to Councilmember Brown for Ward 1.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to congratulate Mrs. Hedgepeth one more time, and looking forward definitely to working with you. And as I said, I'm sure that you will definitely be an asset to the town of Bladensburg. Also, I attended several community events this year, but what I would like to say is that I do believe that this full council, we really appreciate our public safety team and our police officers. And also the town council. We definitely care about all residents here in the town of Bladensburg, and especially as it relates to their safety, because we are residents at the council, mayor and council here. We are residents in the town of Bladensburg as well. So we always have safety at the forefront of our agenda, and making sure that the chief, he has that part covered, with serving and protecting. And once again, appreciate you all putting your lives on the line for us as we rest in our beds, in consideration of low lights that we're dealing with right now as we try to light up the town. And then I want everyone to have a very safe and enjoyable summer. Yes, and we definitely, as we will recess, we definitely still continue to do the work for our residents here in the town of Bladensburg. So once again, have a safe and wonderful summer. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. Next, we'll pivot to back to Ward 2 with Councilmember McBride.
I attended, I checked the poll lights last month with Councilmember Blunt and Councilmember Rout, and I learned how to find the poll numbers for the PEPCO polls. I also attended the PGCMA meeting. I was fortunate enough to go to the Caribbean Fest. Very enjoyable. And I have a new outfit. I attended the scholarship banquet for the students, Reverend Gales, and I attended the COG meeting online along with my co-partner, Councilmember Rout, sorry. And that's it.
Great, thank you so much for that report, Councilmember McBride. Let me set the timer for myself. Give me a second here. All right, and here we go. So before getting into the monthly activities, I want to circle back. The Town Council approved a letter of support for the Prince George's County Senior Housing Program, Act of 2023. So I do want to report that program is moving forward. I did learn from Councilmember Crystal Oriata's office. It is being funded at $1 million by the state. In the new fiscal year, that $1 million will be sent over to Prince George's County. The program will be implemented by the Department of Aging and Social Services, some formula between their agencies. They are still having to work out the application process, and we'll share that information, and also need to finalize the application, but that is moving forward. And again, that's something we submitted a letter of support. So it's important to come back to the community and let you know. For our seniors, we will share that information as soon as it's available to us. With respect to housing, there is an important meeting coming up on Thursday, and it's in reference to townhome development within Prince George's County. So County Council Chair Walla Blagay will be hosting this event, and maybe Mr. Charnovich, if we could include this in an upcoming e-blast in advance of the 15th so the community can be aware. But this is really trying to target urban sprawl, but it's coming at the expense of smaller communities like us who are trying to attract affordable housing, such as townhomes, or we call them piggybacks, you know, the 2 up, 2 down sort of condos. And the sense I get from others who are affiliated with the county council is this is not going to move forward. So what Council Chair Blagay is trying to do is say, just give us input in what's wrong with the bill, what you want to see in here, because she knows she doesn't have the votes to move it forward. So this hearing is very, very important. And jumping back to May activities, we did a public safety check. Lighting is important, and contrary to what some may believe, this council is very concerned about lighting in the community. Councilmember Brown and I met with Chief Collington. This was May 1st, so right after the budget meeting, we went over to one of the senior complexes, walked it, and already have implemented a strategy to address the low lighting. So thank you, Chief, for making that happen very quickly. We've continued having meetings with our redevelopment consultant. Councilmember Rout also has been meeting with him, trying to get a plan together so when our town administrator is here, we can really ramp up our efforts and make progress moving forward. The Maryland Mayors Association, which I'm the outgoing president of, we did sponsor the If I Were Mayor contest, and we were privileged to have Governor Moore join us for the award presentation to students back on May 9th. Neighborhood Watch is active and engaged and also continuing to walk the community and provide input in terms of things that they're seeing. So, Chief, I have a long list from the last couple of walks for the month of May for some follow-up things where we need some help. Identifying things such as lights that are out, areas where people are parking past the yellow, where there's no parking, jamming up the intersections and just making it difficult to pass. So more notes on that. The written report can also be found online, but appreciate everyone's indulgence. And so with that, that brings us to the end of the mayor and council reports for tonight. I will now call for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councilmember Rout. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded by Councilmember Blunt. Any questions, comments, or additions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you all for tuning in. To our directors and the council, thank you all for being here. Good night.
Good night.